approve these? I'm so sorry, you did them basically, but we're gonna release them tonight, or vote to release them. They're just different minutes.
Call the meeting to order. After we do the pledge, I'd like to have everyone stand for a moment, do a moment of silence for Rita Carlson. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can you do roll call, please?
Frank Kuster,
Here.
William Swanston,
Here.
Robert Del Sardo,
Present.
Kathleen Bate. Here. Mark Culp.
Here. Public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on. Any correspondence?
No.
Everyone get the minutes from the last meeting? Also, did you get the minutes for the executive session? When we approve the minutes tonight, we have to approve them separately. One for the general meeting and one for the executive. So if there are no adds or deletions, I entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting as
Okay.
presented.
In a second. Mark is a second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Now we have a motion to approve the executive minutes, executive meeting minutes.
This is for June 7th.
Yes.
I make a motion we approve the June 7th executive minutes.
Do you mean all the executive session minutes or just those?
Just for June.
We've already approved the other minutes.
I'll second.
All those in favor of approving the executive meeting minutes, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Ayes have it. Carries, thank you. Now we are going to release all of the executive meeting minutes from the past and the June 5th meeting. Discussion?
Just to note, they go back to 2006.
Right. And that's complete, right, Diane? All of that's all?
Right.
Right.
And they all seem to be about Ron McClure and the correct way to whatever.
Yeah, I think they're all had to deal, we're dealing with personnel
Yeah.
problems. So if there's no objection, have a motion to approve releasing all of the minutes of the executive meetings past.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Ayes have it. Motion carries. You've all had a chance to take a look at the invoices over the last week and a half. We have a motion to approve the invoices.
I'll make a motion to approve the invoices, which we've done.
Second. Mark, a second. All those in favor of approving the invoices, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Told you it would take longer.
That's right.
We have David Inc. here from the David Agency Insurance. He's going to do a little presentation about our insurance. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Our next item is to approve the health insurance. There are no changes with the exception that employees and elected officials' monthly stipend or monthly $100 were increased by 15%. The rest of the plan, the deductibles and all that stays the same.
What increases by 15%?
Elected officials who have the insurance and the employees, township employees, were raised 15%.
Their contribution.
Their contribution. Thank you.
You need a motion?
Yes?
Well, I'll make a motion that we accept the insurance plan presented tonight, 73326, as presented.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Ayes have it. We have health insurance for another year. Thank you, David. Along with our health insurance, I'd like to talk about setting health insurance, a proposal for setting health insurance for the next term. That would be 2013, 2017. And my proposal is that we'll eliminate the clerk office medical insurance. And to help accommodate that office, to add a $150 stipend for supplementary insurance. That would be an annual savings of $9,121 for the township, for taxpayers. And I would also recommend that, of course, it'd be the next board that sets it, but I would recommend that we eliminate that permanently at the end of the next term. That's a recommendation.
The stipend.
Yeah, the stipend.
That's fair enough.
And when is the end of the next term?
2017. So I'd like to have that as a separate motion to do that. And I also have another proposal to reduce the two trustees who are getting $150 stipend, to reduce that to $100 a month. And also recommend that we eliminate that payment on a permanent basis at the end of the term for that office. So could I have a motion, discussion?
No, I think it's all fair, at least I do. Anyone else?
I agree.
We'll do that next.
This would
And
have
when
to
you say
be,
the end of the term, that's again,
2017.
2017. That's what we're talking about now. We're not talking about this term. We're also gonna set salaries for the next term. Tonight.
you need a motion?
I need a motion, yes.
No, I'm going to do as you suggested.
I have a second.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Ayes have it. Okay, I'd like to have another motion for the trustees for reducing the stipend of $150 a month to $100.
Oh, I thought
and then-
that was included.
Well, I want to do the clerk and then I want to do the trustees. I want to do two separate
Okay, well,
motions.
with the trustee thing, I make a motion that that's what we do.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Ayes have it. Now, salaries. For the next term, 2009 to 2013 for elected officials. We have to do several things. We have to set the salary, and we also have to make a motion to allow health and dental insurance for supervisor, highway commissioner, and assessor for those offices, not necessarily the people in them. We have to, there's $1,000 that the supervisor gets for being treasurer for the road district. And we have to also approve the use of a truck for the highway commissioner. And we can do all of that in one motion, I think.
Hooray.
What I'm recommending for the salaries is that all the elected officials freeze their salaries for the next 4 years, the next term, with no exception. So, it's freeze salaries, allow health and dental insurance for supervisor, highway commissioner, and assessor's office, $1,000 for treasurer for road district, and road commissioner or highway commissioner's use of a truck.
For business.
For business, yes.
Well, it's a rather involved motion, but I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No, I'm for it.
Oh, okay. Ayes have it, motion carries.
I didn't get to say yes to
All right, we covered all that. Now we have weed, grass, bush, and tree ordinance. The township has not had one previously, and discovered that we need it, we should have it. So, Diane, I don't know, it's quite lengthy, I don't know if you want to read that or not. Or
I emailed it to everybody
Okay.
and told them to read it before the meeting.
Is everyone okay with the weed ordinance?
Evidently, we've been operating,
Without it.
It's in the statute,
yeah,
this is a little more detailed.
We've been governed by statute, we've been following that statute, but we don't have Downers Grove Township,
This makes it more efficient.
yes.
So the statute says you can do this, so therefore we've been doing it, we just haven't had a township ordinance that says.
Right.
Yeah, we're defining like what means bushes, trees, how high it can get, 8 inches, you know, things like that we really never had written anyplace.
There's probably been some issues with that area.
well, I think part of the reason I talked to Ed Smith 2-3 years ago while he was still in office, but there were a lot of subdivisions built 20 years ago and trees planted in the parkway. And now they're growing pretty substantially, and someone down the line is gonna have to start trimming it. And I guess if we don't have an ordinance with the exact power to do that, we would probably not be in compliance. I think that's correct, Al?
This is a weed ordinance. This
Yeah,
is- this
well,
is
tree
more-
also.
More to the tree. I think that it's codifying for the township what is the state statute.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Any motion? The motion to approve the weed, grass, bush, and tree ordinance.
Second? Second. Those in favor of the ordinance, weed, grass, bush, and tree ordinance, aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you.
What you say.
So,
What you
Yes,
use.
everyone has to sign
Your whole
that.
name.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we should have done a roll call with that ordinance. Let's do a roll call.
Do you have one of them?
Yes.
Bill Swanston,
Did you see it?
Yes.
Robert Del Sardo,
Yes.
Kathleen Abate.
Yes.
Mark Culpert,
Yes.
Frank Wooster.
Aye. Supervisor's report tonight. Talked to Tom Kessler, Clark Mosquito, and because of the dry season, the nuisance mosquito was less, certainly less than it was last year. But the Culex mosquito thrives on dry weather, and Culex mosquito is the one that causes West Nile's virus. But so far, there's not been a problem. They're keeping an eye on it. I just want everyone to be aware that you think it because it's a dry season that all the mosquito population will be down or not as active, but it's not true. Andy has done a great job. He said that the main thing is that we do catch basins. You know, he puts the chemical in the catch basins. And he said in the dry season, that's where they multiply, wherever they can get little pools of water. So Andy has gotten, I think there's 90-some catch basins. He's got them all done. He's finished for the year. Great job by Andy. Really, really appreciate it. So that's the mosquito report. We had some high winds in Winfield and Milton Townships. I guess it was like a war zone. There were trees down. And Andy's not here, but I'd like to thank him for the help. His guys went up and helped the Milton Highway Commission and the Winfield Township. Very nice of them to do that. It's very nice that they work back and forth. They do a great job. And the other thing I want to mention is that Lauren and her Youth and Family Council students collected $362 in the car wash. And in addition to that, people that didn't get the car wash who donated, they collected $1,421. The kids did for the Cancer Foundation, which is very nice. She did a nice job. Spent the day here 2 weeks ago, Saturday. So that's all I have. I missed at the beginning of the meeting to welcome Mark Cuthbert as our new trustee. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you.
Great to have you. That's all I have. Anything else?
We have a fair or fest coming up in last month for the township.
Yeah, I think it's next week.
I think it's the 14th, 15th.
14th, 15th. We'll have a township booth at the Westmont. Talking about our township business.
Is that complimentary, or do we pay you something for it?
I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't
I'm not
care.
sure what the answer is to that. I don't think we paid anything.
I don't think so either.
I think it's a government entity and they comped us. I know Darien does, and I think Westmont did also.
Did what?
Comped us.
What's the
Okay. It would have been in a non-profit rate.
Right, it is a non-profit group there.
$75. It's a lot less than if you're selling something.
Frank, what's the status of the 501K
501c3? I'm not sure. I'll let Ellen answer
Yeah,
that.
we're still waiting for the IRS to approve it. Sometimes that takes 9 months.
You don't see any problems with it?
No, it shouldn't be a problem. I think it'll be fine, but I can't do anything to make them do anything faster. So
Up to 9 months.
Yeah, I've advised to just participate as you are, organizing. The IRS wants us to have this in place before we start financial dealings, but you're not doing that. You're getting your act together and your organization down and deciding what you're going to do. And I don't think that we should see a problem, but I can't certify it until I get the paper.
I was just curious, because we haven't talked about it the last couple of
Good
years.
question. So that means we can't receive donations until we get approved with that. So someone must give us
Well, we're not,
$50.
what our problem is that we can't take the money and then write a return that shows that it's a nonprofit 501c3
For tax
return.
deductible.
So
tax
if you
deductible.
receive it,
Yeah.
next tax season, we have to deal with it depending on how the IRS.
Okay. So we're better off waiting.
Well, you can take the money, but you will have to deal
Alright.
with it next tax season, depending on the IRS rule. Is that sensible?
Yeah.
It's not you. Anything another, anything you guys want to bring up? Everything okay in Gary, Willowbrook?
So far.
So far, so good.
They build a house every once in a while.
Yes, down in Westmont?
It's just the heat, they
Right.
canceled, did every Thursday during the summer, Hinsdale has a festival, and they canceled it today for the heat, so we're all dealing with that in our own way.
Westmont did the same thing, they canceled tonight's outing.
Car show?
No, it's a outdoor veggie
Oh.
sale.
Yeah, Burbage did, they had like 3
They
people
canceled.
there today for the market.
There was 104 numbers today as I drove.
Wow.
Record 103 and
Just the snow, 10 below 0.
Maybe.
No, it is, it's better. If there's nothing else, we have a motion
Just one
to
last
adjourn.
thing.
Oh,
Just want to
sorry.
say that it was a pleasure working with Rita, and I know that all of us here will miss her.
I agree.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Absolutely agree with that. You'll be very much missed.
Yeah.
No question.
She had the pulse of that neighborhood, and I don't think anybody will ever have that again.
Yep, she really did, and she,
The problem
she brought the folks out.
The real problem is, look what we ended up with.
Oh, I think we did fine.
I do too.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Logic ends somewhere over there.
Anything else?
I'd like to thank the board for the salary approval. Appreciate
Okay.
it.
All right. That was unanimous agreement, by the way. All right. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have, motion, meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Your minutes are going to be pretty involved.
Do you,
A lot of stuff was
do
here.
you need this?
Do you need it?
Do you need this?
Yes, I'll get it back to start. It'll be Tuesday. Hi, Dave. Are you sure?
Okay, well,
How are you?
I just wanted to make sure I get the details.
Guess not.